Hi folks, welcome to another JAWS lesson. Well, I've been thinking. I usually do uh, let's call it a sharky joke at the beginning of each JAWS lesson. But I thought, what about if JAWS does it himself or itself, or no, well, yeah, in my case, himself. Maybe you folks have or would then later on learn to have other synthesizers. But okay, let's dive in here. Let's see, and hopefully you cannot hear the vacuum cleaner in the background. If you can, well, just try and ignore the noise. Um, anyways, let's do it. Hey Sharky, man, let's just see why it doesn't. Hey Sharky, tell me a joke.
What do you get when you cross a shark with a snowman? Frostbite.
Oh, really? No, no, no. Let's try a better one. Let's try it again. Hey, Sharky, tell me a joke.
Parallel lines have so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet.
Now, for those who are a little bit more sophisticated, that may be something interesting. Okay, folks. Anyways, thanks for joining me today. It's nice, and oh, thank you so much for all the subscribers. Thank you for all the comments. Folks, this really warms my heart, and it makes it worth my while to do these lessons. Right in the beginning, someone commented to me and told me that to do this whole JAWS NVDA tech tidbits thing, it's wonderful to share my knowledge, and I've been thinking about it quite a lot, about sharing and about knowledge and about everything like that. And many people come to me and they say, yes, people study hard, they work hard, they get certificates, and that's good, that's wonderful. I commend it, and all the colleges and all the institutions out there who teaches people. I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. But I'm grateful that I can be here to impart the knowledge that I have to you folks, and hopefully somewhere somehow it can make a small difference. All right, so let's start today by talking about menus. Now, I am going to do a little bit of the JAWS menu, and because there's a lot of things I want to cover in the next uh, 2 or 3 JAWS videos. So I would like, firstly, let's press Alt and Tab and get to the JAWS window.
JAWS home use.
You'll hear my JAWS saying JAWS home use. You get JAWS professional, JAWS home. You get different kinds of let's call it uh, JAWS packages. And you can also buy modules and stuff with it. I have I do have the home use edition, but I bought some other stuff with it. But okay, so now I am going to press the Alt key. Now the Alt key usually brings up a menu bar in applications, but in a lot of applications, especially Office applications, you will find the ribbons, and the Alt key would then bring up the ribbon. And for those of you who will join me at stages, especially with my NVDA and Word or Excel um, videos that I'll make in the future, we'll also learn about the ribbon and how to access it with NVDA and also with JAWS. But I'm going to press the Alt key, and it's going to bring up the menu, the JAWS main menu.
Menu bar options to navigate. Press left or right arrow O.
Right, so this brings up the first item in this menu called options. And you also heard JAWS say O. I will discuss that a little bit later. But so we can move left or right. So let us move right.
Utilities U.
Utilities U.
Language L.
Language L.
Help H.
Move right again.
System. Options O.
And you will hear that we are back, basically in a circle almost. So when you move in a menu, you will find that you can wrap back to the beginning. Now, this scrolls through the main options of the menu, and if we want to go down, you'll also find some options. So this is the options menu that we are on now. And if we press enter, JAWS will go into the options menu. But I can also just simply go down.
Options menu. Basics. To move through items, press up or down arrow B.
And then we are in the options menu. And then we are in the first sub menu, basically, of the options menu.
Voices sub menu V. Braille L. Manage application settings. Restore to factory settings. Remote desktop R. Exit Alt F4 X. Basics D.
Okay. I'm going to just press escape a few times.
Escape menu bar. Option escape. Leaving menu bar.
That's how you get out of menus often. Now, you would hear that JAWS said O or voices V or help H. That's basically a shortcut or an access key. Now, what is an access key? It is simply a key that can be pressed to get to items quicker. It just speeds up the process. Now, if I would want to quit JAWS and I did not know that the insert or JAWS key and the F4 can quit it, and I still don't want to go and look for it in the options menu, I could press Alt O.
Alt O. Options menu. Basics. To move through items, press up or down arrow B.
And I could press X because that is what it said when it said exit. It said X.
X. Leaving menus. Quit JAWS dialog. Are you sure you want to quit JAWS? Press enter to quit now or escape to cancel. OK button to activate. Press spacebar.
I'm going to press escape.
Escape. JAWS home use. Escape.
Good. So it would still be a quicker way to get there. Now, what I also would like to speak about today is dialogues. Now, a dialogue is information that a program gives you. It also gives you choices in the dialogue. It also gives you options and things that you can do. And I would like to just explain or just basically go into one of these dialogues that JAWS offers. It does do that by pressing Alt again.
Menu bar. Options. To navigate, press left or right arrow O.
And I will go into the options menu. I'll just press enter.
Enter. Options menu. Basics. To move through items, press up or down arrow B.
And I will go into the basics menu by also just pressing enter there.
Enter. Leaving menus. Basic settings dialog. Tutor messages announce menu and control help radio button checked. 2 of 3. To change the selection, press up or down arrow.
So you heard that JAWS said a few things. Let's just reread that. And how would we do that? We would press the JAWS key and tab, exactly like with NVDA. So let's do that.
Tutor messages announce menu and control help radio button checked. 2 of 3. To change the selection, press up or down arrow.
So there we have options here. You can use the arrow keys, the up and down arrow, to move through the options there. If we move through the dialog by pressing tab,
Access key speak all radio button checked. 2 of 4. To change the selection, press up or down arrow.
then we would definitely get to another option.
Automatically start JAWS button. To activate, press spacebar Alt plus J.
And we can basically just use tab to move through the dialog. I know that you folks are very, very curious on what all this means, and we'll definitely go through it in in another lesson, very short in the very, very near future. But I would just like to quickly show you this.
Prompt to confirm when exiting JAWS checkbox checked. Automatic notification. Run JAWS from system tray checkbox not checked. To show virtual viewer on. Use keyboard layout combo box. Windows system parameter. OK button. To activate, press spacebar Alt plus O.
That's what I wanted to show you. In the end, you will get to the OK button in a dialog box, which you can press enter. But now, once again, the access key you will hear is
OK button. To activate, press spacebar Alt plus O.
Alt plus O. So let me wrap around to the beginning of this whole dialog.
Cancel tutor messages
And what if I wanted to go to the OK button directly? What could I do? I would press Alt and O because that is the access key. It would then quickly bring me to the OK button.
JAWS home use.
And it also activated that button and placed me back in the JAWS main window. That concludes the lesson for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for hopefully understanding that all that I want to do is simply share my knowledge. And you must have a wonderful weekend. We will speak again on Monday, hopefully, for an NVDA lesson. Have a nice time. And remember, stay warm. You folks who are in South Africa, stay warm. And everyone, stay safe.